A TPLF activist who claims to be a journalist arrived in Asmara a few hours ago. Before visiting Asmara, he visited Egypt. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel, viewers. Good to be with you. Two main news stories for you. Firstly, Stalin Gebreselassie has arrived in Asmara. What is the significance of his visit? Secondly, an update for you about the strike announced by Ethiopian health professionals. Some doctors uh, have been released and others are being arrested. Details for you in this video. Let's start with the news story about Ethiopian health professionals strike. Today was the day one. Monday was the day one of the strike being implemented in different parts of Ethiopia. In Addis Ababa, several hospitals closed, some only closed emergency service, others closed ICUs, but overall there was severe disruption to healthcare facilities at Addis Ababa hospitals. Same is the case in other main cities and towns of Ethiopia. Doctors, health professionals are on strike. We're trying to turn it into full strike, not partial strike, but at most hospitals, emergency is open. Emergency medical aid is being provided to patients at most hospitals. But let's see, emergency could be closed to. At some hospitals, emergency department has been closed to, but in majority of hospitals, emergency department is open. Others have been closed. But if laboratory is not open, if X-ray and ultrasound departments are not open, the patients cannot be treated, investigation cannot be conducted, treatment cannot be prescribed. So other departments need to be open for patients to be treated. A doctor who is leading Ethiopian Health Professionals Association was arrested at the start of this movement when the health professionals went on partial strike. This man was arrested. Jonathan Getachew. He was the first high-profile health professional who was arrested by Ethiopian security forces. Today, the government released him. Is his release result of a deal, or government has been forced to release him, and talks are going to start between Ethiopian Health Professional Association and the government? That remains to be seen. Ethiopian Medical Association is backing the demands made by health professionals, but Ethiopian Medical Association is opposing the full strike by the health professionals. While Jonathan has been released from prison, a female doctor has been arrested who is a pathologist. Her name is Mahlat Goesh. Mahlat Goesh gave interviews to BBC, Afan Oromo, and other news sources. She compared the benefits given to doctors in Ethiopia and in Somaliland. I think she worked in Somaliland too. She posted some material on her LinkedIn profile too, and her brother has confirmed that Mahlat Goesh has been arrested. So female doctors are also being arrested. Let's see what happens on Tuesday. Gradually, people will feel the pinch of this strike. If people start dying in large numbers, that will lead to pressure both on health professionals and on the government. So for government and health professional, both showing no flexibility. Secondly, viewers, a TPLF activist has arrived in Asmara. These people call them journalists, but they're not journalists, they're activists basically. Uh, Journalists generally share news stories, reports in an impartial manner. They do have their own views, their own inclination to support the groups, but largely they stay neutral, or they try to be neutral. But these journalists, most of Ethiopian journalists, they don't care to show themselves as neutral. They openly support particular narratives, particular ethnic groups, and particular agendas. Stalin Gebreselassie is one of such journalists. He was part of Tigray Media House, TMH, after the dissolution of Tigray Media House. He founded Zara Media. He's based in the US. Zara Media is one of the most watched news sources in Tigray. He's very supportive of Eritrea Tigray engagement. He openly says that there should be engagement, there should be alliance between Tigray and Eritrea. He opposes Getachew Reda. He's very critical of Getachew Reda. People call him a TPLF mouthpiece. Stalin announced 5 to 6 months ago that in May he'll visit Eritrea. And today, on Monday, he arrived in Eritrea, in Asmara. Before that, he visited Egypt. He shared his picture riding a camel with Egyptian pyramids in the background. We visited Egypt, and after that, he arrived in Asmara. Who welcomed him? Well, I will say the man who welcomed Birhane Georgius in Zalambasa, another TPLF activist. In coming days, I think Stalin and Avil will publish their engagements, their interviews, like we saw a dialogue between Birhane Georgius and Avil Said a few weeks ago. Now we could see a dialogue between Stalin and Avil Said. It seems that Tigray's the foreign policy is being run through these activists. Birhane Georgius, Stalin Gebreselassie, others are leading Tigray's foreign policy, or they are disclosing what Tigray's policy is towards Eritrea. TPLF people are also holding meetings with PFDJ people. Tigray military meeting with EDF. They met. The meeting started months ago. But after these activists were given the green light by TPLF and Tigray military, they started speaking about Tigray Eritrea alliance, and now they have been told to visit Eritrea. So the alliance is now public. Egypt is involved too. It seems that this alliance is not just between TPLF and PFDJ, EDF and TDF. Rather, Egypt could be involved. Egypt will happily be involved. Why? Because it wants to undermine Ethiopian federal government. It was quick to intervene in Somalia too, to support Somalia's government against Ethiopia, but their situation changed after Ethiopian government backed down from implementing MOU with Somaliland. Egypt has been accused of supporting Oromo Liberation Army. If you remember, General Jula in an interview a few months ago accused Oromo Liberation Army of having the backing of Egypt. One fighters also accused of having the backing of Ethiopian historical enemies like Egypt, etc. So Stalin visited both Egypt and now he's in Asmara. Hopefully, we'll see his interview with Avil. Then we'll analyze his talk in Asmara. By the way, Eritrea is celebrating its Independence Day in coming days, and Stalin is visiting Eritrea while Independence Day celebrations are starting in Eritrea. Thanks for watching.